Hi gang, you never know, this was like the first week in December here in southeastern Wisconsin. It's unseasonably nice, and I just got back from a long trip in this car, my MG here, and I actually bought some new records. Yes, not thrift store records, brand new vinyl from a store here called The Exclusive Company. It's a chain, I think, of about 4 or 5 stores in southeastern Wisconsin, and I drove to the city of West Bend to get these records, and it was about I think about a 90-mile round trip here, and the car ran flawlessly. So without any further ado, we'll go inside and I'll show you what records I bought. I thought I'd show you real quick The Exclusive Company, the store. They have 3 locations. Here's their presence on the internet here, and you can see their locations there. The one I went to is A there. That's, like I said, it's in the city of West Bend here, and we'll just go to their website here. But there it is there. They sell, this is the only location I've been to, was the West Bend one, but they also sell some like audio equipment, new and used things. So maybe I'll show you real quick here. Let's see what they got here. They sell other things, memorabilia and stuff like that. So if you're ever in that area, southeastern Wisconsin, I'd say check it out. The store I went to had kind of like this indie kind of look to it. I thought it would be more modern looking, but maybe this was like the original location or something. There's another one that's actually much closer to me in suburban Milwaukee, in the suburb of Greenfield. So that one probably looks a little more like, I don't know, more like a big box store, like with modern, you know, kind of decorating and fixtures. But with no further ado, I'll show you the finds. I'm going to go into my media room, and actually I'll do a little quick update. About 5 years ago, I kind of like showed stuff in this room, but I've done some updates there, so we'll go over there now. Okay, here's my I guess you call it my vinyl room or my media room, where I still have all my, you know, pretty much my wall of records here. Pretty much everything there. On the top I got like some vintage radios and some cameras that have films that I'm currently trying to use or test. Here's just some of the CDs. I kind of want to get rid of these CD tower things, because they kind of like hold your stuff, but they just kind of collect dust. I'd rather buy something where I can put inside drawers and something. Got my exercise, my gym thing that I'm definitely going to use. This is my ham transceiver here. I kind of have it hooked up, a real simple hookup there, but it's got some issues. I mean, I don't really use it too much. Couple guitars there. Here's my older turntable, my dual belt drive one that I bought and reconditioned. My my video or audio receiver there, and actually I'm going to do an update later, but I found another home CD player there at the thrift store. I think I paid like $6 or $7 for it. And then there's my vintage reel-to-reel. And I got some more CDs here, like $1 a piece. I haven't done any videos on those. So, but the biggest update to this room, I finally kind of broke down about almost a year ago, and I bought this Sony big screen. It's a regular HD 1080 1080p. And a funny thing was, I remember maybe 10 years ago, something like this, as you probably know, would have went for like 10, 12, or $1,500. I got mine, this was like a best in its class Sony for, I think I got it on sale, $50 off, supposedly for like 450 there. And another thing I've been finding at thrift stores, real quick, I've been finding a lot of DVD movies for anywhere from like $1.50 to like, you know, $2 a piece there. And these are just some of them. Some of those I've paid full price for, but a lot of what you see down there I gotten just recently too. So that's pretty much the state of this vinyl room of mine, or media room. But without any further ado, I'll show you the finds I got at this record store, brand new records here. Okay, I hope the lighting's halfway decent here. First one I'm pulling out of here, and I barely looked at these myself, but none of these are like, these are all like new pressings of classic albums, I guess, and albums that I've been looking for, you know, used or whatever for like forever, and I never found them. So I figure I get some new ones, and a lot of these are like the I guess they're like 180 gram or whatever. One is colored vinyl, and what I wasn't crazy about, because I've read or heard that this colored vinyl, the sound quality may not be as good as just the regular kind of vinyl that is black or whatever as far as sound quality. But you know, I might be wrong. But anyway, here's the first one. This is a Who album that I've been looking for forever, and it's one I've never really come across. It's the Who by Numbers, and I think it's just like a new pressing. It's not really 180 gram or whatever, but it's like I said, it's a new pressing or whatever. So, and it was $21 there. So I'm glad I finally found this record, basically. Okay, next one. This is actually a record that I had. It's a Rolling Stones record. It's Aftermath, and I way back, I had the original British version of this record on Decca, and for some stupid reason I got rid of like a lot of my early Stones records. This one I wish I had kept, because my other early Stones records were the inferior London ones with the fake stereo mix, if you remember those, or if you have those. The sound quality was pretty crappy, you know, and I really love to find like the monos, and I found a couple in my past videos. But anyway, this is a new mastered or whatever. This is even says, see that little UK there? But it's the original kind of pink cover there, Aftermath, Rolling Stones here, and it says here APCO's DSD remastered, the way they were meant to be heard there. So I'm pretty excited to get this record back into my life, basically. I really love this record. This was kind of like a unique but very short period, I guess, in the Rolling Stones kind of their creative phase. They were kind of like into the pop, that whole kind of like swinging London era of like the mid to late 60s or whatever. They had gotten kind of away from the rhythm and blues thing, but then they got back into the like country blues later. Yeah, I'm really stoked about getting this record back. I think it's just regular weight vinyl too. It's not like 180 or something. And I don't know who manufactures this. It has the APCO label on here. It says DSD something or other, direct something. I don't know. It's kind of hard to read even with my reading glasses here. But that's the Aftermath. That's the original British version of that record, Aftermath. Now this, I was looking for a lot of stuff, or I was looking for anything really from Gene Clark. I was really trying to look for his early, or his solo records, you know, which are really hard to find. But I did find this. it's kind of like a collection of demos, I guess. I had combed through. Oh, it says limited first pressing on orange vinyl here. So, and it was like it said. Well, it was $16.99 and it was marked down to like $11. But even if it was $16.99, I still would have bought it. So this should be kind of cool. I'm a huge fan of him. I think he kind of had a tragic, he's kind of like the victim of his own early success. He didn't really handle it well. But he was a very gifted, singer-songwriter, and worked with, many people through his career there. So that's Gene Clark here. It's called the White Light Demo. So maybe in subsequent videos I'll do some reviews or whatever of these records too. Okay, what else? Another thing I was looking for. I was looking for any Kinks records, and I did get a couple here. Anything new or used, and I did find this. This is it says the Kinks 50th. I don't know. This is like an original, a repressing of an original Kinks album. It's in mono. It's on 180 gram there, vinyl there. I said it's mono, right? Yeah. And that was $20 too, so that should be very cool. I love the Kinks. I find, anything by them. So. Now this is something I've wanted, and I found a sampler on Berserkly of some of the artists they had. If they were like the early punk. I wouldn't say the first, kind of like the second wave of the early '70s of like American punk or whatever. But this is a new pressing of a very influential record, I guess. It didn't sell much when it came out, but this is the Modern Lovers here. And if you know who Jonathan Richman was, this is like his group, and he's he was this very quirky, funny kind of guy. He didn't seem to take himself too seriously or whatever, but he made these kind of cool poppy, punky songs here. And I think this record virtually came out. It first came out like in 1973 or whatever, when this kind of music wasn't in fashion at all. This was at the height of the whole prog rock thing. So when this came out, it didn't really make much noise or whatever, but it was still a very hugely influential record among people in the music, musicians or whatever. So that's the Modern Lovers there. All right, what else we got here? Okay, this is another Kinks record, and what did I buy? Oh, this was a huge cool find here. It's a double album. It's the Kinks Muswell Hillbillies, and I have no idea what this is going to be. It might be country-ish, I don't know. But knowing the Kinks, it's probably they were kind of quintessentially their subject. Ray Davies was kind of like he kind of like told the world about English society and culture and the changes that they were going through in the 60s and the 70s here. And it says here this is on 180 gram vinyl. It says includes bonus LP with demos, alternates, 72 BBC Peel sessions and more. So for it was originally $27, and I got it 40% off for $16 or like $17 there. So I'm really stoked to get this record here. Like I said, I'm looking for anything by the Kinks, new or used there. So that's Muswell Hillbillies there. Here's another kind of like, this was another kind of seminal. This is a repressing or new pressing of a seminal album that, it wasn't a huge, hit record or whatever, but it was kind of like one of the first albums of what would end up being called like country rock, I guess. A lot of people know the Byrds Sweetheart of the Rodeo. That was kind of like the first time, one of the first times a so-called pop rock band kind of wanted to do like country, and they got country musicians, I guess, in Nashville or whatever, to work with them. But this is a kind of like guys from other groups or whatever. They started this one. This was the International Submarine Band, Safe at Home here. And I'm just looking at the back while you're looking at the front here in the camera, and I'm trying to look and see what it doesn't really. Okay, it says, yeah, this was Graham Parsons. I think this is I think before he joined the Byrds or whatever, but it's Bob Buchanan, John News, I think it says, and then Graham Parsons and John Cornell, I guess. But this is on, it's on colored vinyl. It's a mono album here. It says it's from the original Mono Masters here, 68 International Submarine Band. And it's on Sundazed, which you probably know that's one of those companies that re-releases a lot of these classic records. I think that's the only one I bought maybe on that was on Sundazed. I'm not sure. But so that's that one. This is kind of this is another kind of original one, and it's I mean, everybody knows Bob Dylan, but you know that early folk thing, protest kind of thing. There was a year or so ago on PBS American Masters had a show on this guy. This is Phil Ochs, and this is I think this might have been his first or second record. Ain't a Marching Anymore. This is on. I mean, it says Elektra because it was originally on Elektra. It says here it says manufactured by Rhino Records, exclusively distributed by Scorpio Music Inc. But everything else, you know, it says Elektra or whatever. And it was marked from like 12 down to 7, so I couldn't pass it up. I just had to buy it. And it's 180 gram limited edition classic LP. It says high definition virgin vinyl pressing for super fidelity. It says the nicest thing you can do for your stylus in your ears here. So if you can see that up there. But it's like I had like a wonderful day. The weather was wonderful. Like I said, I can drive. If you've been following my channel, where I've done videos on this classic car, this MGB, and like I said, it was probably a 90 mile round trip to and back from this place, from this town. And the car ran great, and the weather's great. I didn't spend too long at the store. I spent maybe an hour at the most. I kind of I basically combed through all the new vinyl, and I looked at some of the new stuff that was actually organized by artists and by alphabetical, as far as, like, you know how stores if they don't have specific cards that say a specific artist, they'll have like A, B, C, kind of like my collection. But they had other big racks of just what they said used stuff, and I kind of looked through some of that, but most of it was pretty much like the same stuff I would come across at Goodwill or have come across. I didn't really see anything that, you know, very unique or whatever, and it wasn't organized by artists or by alphabetical order. It was organized by price, and a lot of the stuff was like as little as like 50 cents a piece, but it was the usual kind of junk that personally I've spent, you know, 35, 40 years combing through, you know, through the years at Goodwill to find stuff that I have bought through the years. So I hope you appreciated this video, and like I said, I'm really excited to get some new records New vinyl records for the first time in many, many, many years, probably almost 10 years. And the reason why I haven't is because I found so much used stuff at thrift stores, you know. Um, Little quick finishing too. The people that were in the store, when I left, there were maybe a few people my age. I looked like a handful of people, but when I first got in there, I was kind of like waiting to like sift through certain parts of the vinyl. But you had kind of like the usual, kind of like the young hipster types, you know, they're like, you know, how they talk to each other and trying to like show off their knowledge or to each other of music and artists or whatever, and I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'm kind of like overhearing them, but I'm not paying attention. Um, I, I, I wore my contacts to drive, but I had to take my reading glasses. I can't even remember if I even took them out to have to look to read stuff, but when I saw something that I really wanted, you know, I put it aside right away. There were maybe two or three records that I didn't pick up, but if you see by the prices here, I I did. It was kind of like a pilgrimage, and like I said before I left, I figured the most I would spend would I took out like $200 out of the cash machine there, and I spent about 150, and I'm really happy with the stuff I found here. I just hope that the quality of this stuff is good, you know, that I'm getting my money's worth here. So with that, I hope everybody out there in the vinyl community is doing well, and you know, until then, I hope you know, stay tuned to this channel. I got a lot of great stuff coming up on this channel. I've done CD videos, and I have a couple, at least two or three. If you look earlier there, I got CDs there to do two or three more, and I got some really cool finds there, stuff you wouldn't expect to see. So with that, I'll say goodbye for now, and you know, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Bye for now.